This is our balance sheet. And we know that our balance sheet is assets financed through liabilities and equity. When we talk about a commercial bank, assets refers to loans and liabilities refers to mainly deposits. Therefore, this side, which is liabilities and equity, is called sources of fund. And the asset side or the loan side is called uses of fund. So here we will call it as uses of fund. When we talk about sources of fund, we have mainly two sources, either deposit or non-deposit. When we talk about deposit, the first one is current account. The second one is call or demand deposit. Call or demand deposit. Third one is certificate of deposit, CD. And the fourth one is term deposit. So these are the major four types of deposits as a sources of fund. And then when we talk about non-deposit, we have bill acceptance, we have debt liabilities, we have foreign currency liabilities, and lastly, we have loan capital and shareholders' equity. Then, when we talk about assets or uses of fund, we can classify it as personal and housing, and when we talk about personal, it's either a loan or real estate. We can call it housing. For the loan, we have two types. It's either we get a credit card or fixed term loan. When we talk about housing, it's either personal property. You buy property to live in this property, or investing property or investment property, which means you buy a property in order to rent it and generate some revenue or return. The second one is commercial. And when we talk about commercial, it could be fixed term loan, which means the bank will give a loan for a company for a certain period of time. Second one, bill of exchange. And the third one will be leasing. Lastly, the last uses of fund will be lending to the government. And when we talk about lending to the government, it's mainly by buying short-term or long-term bonds. The short-term is called treasury bills. The medium-term is called treasury notes. The long-term is called treasury bonds. We will explain each one of them later in detail.